Okay, then in this video we will see Amazon S3 in practice. So for that, first of all, we need to sign in into AWS Management Console. I have already done that one. So once you sign in into AWS Management Console, you need to go to Services. And then under Storage, you have S3. So you need to open this S3. So then it will take us to the main dashboard of the Amazon S3. So this is a main dashboard of the Amazon S3. And in this tutorial, we'll first of all create a bucket. And then we will upload an object to the bucket. Afterwards, we will give permission so others can view our content. Then I will show you how to delete an object and also how to delete a bucket. So don't worry, I will show everything step by step. So now let's start by creating a bucket, because in S3 every object is stored in a bucket. So you need to go to buckets. So if you are not on buckets, please go to these buckets. And then in here, as you can see, I don't have any buckets right now. And let's create one. But before creating a bucket, I would like to show you something very quickly. So if you go to this one, global, and then click on this, so it says S3 doesn't require region selection. That's correct. Definitely S3 doesn't require you to select a region at this point. But later on, when you create a bucket, you need to specify your region. So I will show that one. So for now, simply go to this button, create bucket, or you can go to this button. It doesn't matter. They will take you to the same page. Simply click in either of these buttons, just create bucket. And then in here, you can start creating a bucket. So in here, you need to give a bucket name. So in my case, I will give it a name AWS-Cloud, then Practitioner, then Training. So, and remember, a bucket name must be globally unique. And also there are some other rules for bucket naming. So if you are interested in those rules, you can open this link and then you will get those rules. So for instance, the first one is bucket names must be between 3 and 63 characters long. Bucket names can consist only of lowercase letters, numbers, dots, and hyphens, and etc. and etc. So you can read these rules if you are interested in learning about rules for bucket naming. So then in here you need to select a region. So in my case it's Canada, Canada Central, and it's totally fine. And for consistency, I would like to use this one because in my previous tutorials I used this Canada Central region. So now let's scroll down, and in here we have block all public access, and it's ticket because by default access to your bucket and objects are blocked. So that means if this one is ticked, so no one on the internet can access your bucket and objects. So, and for now it's totally fine. Later on I will show you how to give permission so others can view your content, or in other words your objects. So for now, leave this one as it is. Then in here we have advanced settings. Don't worry about this one because this is very minor thing. So now if we click on this one, create bucket, it will create a bucket for us. So now simply click on this one. And now it creates a bucket for us. And now as you can see, it has created a bucket. I would like to here mention something. Regarding payment, so you are not charged for creating a bucket. So that means I have created a bucket and this one is for free. So I will not be charged for this bucket. I mean for creating a bucket. But I will be charged for storing objects in the bucket. And also you are charged for transferring data in and out of the bucket. So that means if I upload or download data into this bucket, I will be charged. All right. And also for storing, definitely I'll be charged, but not for creating. Now in here it says bucket name, region, access, which is not public. So that means no one can access this bucket and objects inside in it. So don't worry about this. And then we have here created date for our bucket. So now we can start uploading our objects into this bucket. For that, we need to click onto the bucket. So then in here, we can start uploading an object. So, and by the way, an object can be any kind of file. It can be a text file, images, videos, etc., etc. So again, here we have two options. So the first one is we can create a folder and then we can upload our objects into that folder. Or alternatively, we can upload objects directly into this bucket without creating a folder. So we will do this one, upload. So then we need to specify our file. So in my case, it's gonna be image, this one. So then we should click next. Then in here, we can set permissions. For now, it's totally fine. Just leave everything as it is. Then in here, we should select storage class. And if you remember, Amazon S3 offers you several storage classes. So for instance, this one is standard. So, and this is really good for frequently accessed data. And we have intelligent tiering. In here, there are two tiers. So the first one is low frequently accessed tier, and the other one is infrequently accessed tier. So we have two tierings in here, frequently accessed and infrequently accessed. So, and if you select this intelligent tiering, so your data will be moved between those two tierings, all right? So, and then here we have standard IA. So IA stands for infrequently accessed. So then here we have Glacier and Glacier Deep Archive. So I'm fine with the first one. So that's why I'll select standard and then click next. So then in here, you can review your object. So if everything is fine, just click upload. So then it starts uploading your object into the bucket. So now it has completed uploading. So now I can click on the object, and then in here I can read some properties. So for instance, size, key, etc., etc. So if you want to download these objects, so what you need to do is you need to click on this button, download. So then it starts downloading it. So you can then download it onto your machine. So, and also if you want to open it, you click on this button, open, and then it opens it for you. So in my case, it's image, all right? So then also you can give this one permission so others can view it. But for now, let's try just accessing it with this URL, so with this provided URL. So for instance, if I paste that URL into the browser, it says access denied. So that means I need to give permission to access this file. Or in other words, if others want to access this object, so you need to give permissions. So how can you give this permission? So it's very easy. So if you remember when we created our bucket, so there was a block. So we need to switch that one off. So and then we can click on this button, make public, and then this will be available to everyone. So how can we do that one? So we need to go to our bucket, so this one. And then we need to go to permissions. So once you are in permissions, so you click on this edit, and then you need to untick this. So, and then you click save. And then in here you have to type confirm. So this will be your confirmation. So you need to type this word and then click confirm. And then now it's off. So that block is off now. So now let's go to overview. And then in here we have our object. We need to go to that object. And then now here we have make public. So before it was disabled, now it's enabled, as you can see. Now click on this one, make public. So now it is public. In other words, this object is public. So anyone can access this object. So let's go and try it one more time. So now you can access this this object, or in other words, you can share this URL with anyone, and then so they can access to your content. So now that's really good. So now let's go and delete this object. So how can we delete this object? Well, it's very easy. For that, we need to go and select the object that we want to delete. So in this case, it will be this one, and then I will tick it, and then we go to actions and then delete. So in here, we should click on this delete button, and then it deletes the object. And then if we want to delete a bucket, we need to go to the dashboard, and in here we have this AWS Cloud Practitioner training bucket. So if we want to delete this bucket, we need to select it, and then here we have empty and delete. So if your bucket is not empty, you need to empty it first, and then you can delete it. In our case, the bucket is already empty. So that's why we can just proceed and then just delete it. So that's why just simply click on this delete. And then in here, as a confirmation, you need to type a name of your bucket. So in my case, it's this one. I will just copy it and paste it in here. And then just simply click on this one, like this, delete bucket, and then it deletes that bucket. So as you can see, I don't have any buckets. So that's it regarding this video, and I will see you in the next one.